Nebraska's governor announced new restrictions to help fight off a surge of COVID-19 cases. They begin Wednesday. UNMC says it's not enough.
Tonight, Liliana Pearson digs into the two sides and their expectations. Liliana.
A lot of the new DHMs look pretty familiar. Indoor gatherings are back down to 25% capacity. Each group limited to 8 people with a 6-foot separation in places like the zoo, festivals, libraries, and meeting halls. And while capacity of restaurants and bars remain at 100%, tables must be 6 feet apart. A UNMC doctor tells me we could be just weeks away from hospitals being overwhelmed. He wants to see stricter guidelines. He paints a terrifying picture.
We are at a point where in 2 to 3 weeks, as I said, our hospitals in the Omaha metro area are going to be overrun, and we're not going to have beds or staff to care for all of the patients that are coming in. And so we have a very short period of time in which to change that trajectory.
This just hours after Governor Pete Ricketts announced stricter DHMs.
This is very serious. We've got nearly 800 people in the hospital. We need Nebraskans to do as Chris talked about. Step up, redouble your efforts.
Dr. James Lawler is speaking for UNMC. So are the new rules enough?
No, unfortunately, the new DHMs that were announced are not going to be sufficient to slow community transmission.
He says eliminating indoor gatherings, large crowds, and putting fewer kids in school buildings would lend better to flattening the curve. This past summer, restrictions were relaxed, but some went on their own and stuck to restrictions.
Felt it was safer for our customers.
The old mattress factory in Omaha has remained at 25% capacity.
It'll be the status quo that we've been following for the last several months.
Manager Pete Violi has kept groups at tables small and distance between parties. He had a feeling this is where we were heading. In a year that has been slow for business, he's focused on making sure those who do come in feel safe. Dr. Lawler says because we don't have tighter measurements, it's up to all of us to do better. He's saying to do this, wearing a mask, not this, and going out. He says it'll take drastic and serious measures to slow the wave he sees coming. On your side, Liliana Pearson, 6 News.
Thank you, Liliana. And you can find a full list of the new DHMs on the 6 News app and WOWT.com.